How does this interpretation of Tolkien's work differ from what's already out there? There are millions of books out there about Tolkien and his works. How is this different, and why would someone read this as opposed to any other?
Well, the main difference is this book finally puts the Tolkien mythology in its true and actual environment, which is the psychology. Tolkien's mythology is not a mythology about this world at any other time or some alternative universe or anything like that. Middle Earth is the material brain right here between the ears. All of us have Middle Earths. Amen across the sea is our immaterial, rational soul, our rational intellect and will. And Tolkien made a partner story from the Genesis story. He made a story of the creation of a single human soul. And that human soul he named Arda. And the mythology that everyone's familiar with in The Lord of the Rings takes place in the material brain. And this is why it's so different. And this is why no one could figure out who Tom Bombadil was, because it doesn't make any sense in this world. But in the right, proper domain, where it belongs, where Tolkien actually intended it to be, Tom Bombadil is very obvious. He is the rational will. Goldberry is the rational intellect, the conscience.
This all seems so crazy and so out of,
Yeah.
the general, conception of what Tolkien meant. How did you arrive upon this interpretation?
Well, it was by working under the direction of God. This is what it's been. I didn't, just like Tolkien said, he was a sub-creator. So am I, that's all I am. And then he gave me you to actually get it done, because none of this would have come to reality. I would have just had it all figured out in my head like I've done so many things, and then just let it go and moved on to something else, because I don't ever have the patience to make it real, to make it this. It would have just all been up here and gone. But with you, he gave me you from a young age as my partner in this endeavor, and it came to fruition. I think that people will be reticent to realize the reality that this is a psychological mythology until they read it. Once they read this book, they'll realize there's no denying it. The 14 Valar, are the facets of the rational soul according to the scholastics, which we point out in the book. The hobbits are habits, the virtues. The main four hobbits are the cardinal virtues. Frodo is temperance, Sam is fortitude, Pippin is prudence, and Merry is justice. Gollum is imprudence. That's why he calls Frodo master. Not because Frodo has the ring, but because Frodo is Frodo is temperance, and he's the absolute master over intemperance. And intemperance is our inability to master our irrational appetites and desires of sensual pleasure. The ring is binary code, ones and zeros, and it's digital, the ring. You can't deny it. Once you realize the wizards are the intellectual virtues according to Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. Gandalf is philosophical wisdom. Saruman is practical wisdom, who's now taken over academia. Radagast is rational intuition, and the two blue wizards who went outside kept going to the east where the cosmology is. They're science and art according to the Dew, and they're not really involved, so they're not involved in the mythology. So the two main wizards are philosophical wisdom and practical wisdom, and there's a combat between those two. Practical wisdom has taken over academia and now is under the direct domination and serves Sauron, and Sauron is artificial intelligence. The first iteration that was defeated by the last alliance of men and elves when the ring was cut from his finger, that's Alan Turing's child computer. They defeated the child computer, but he came back because the ring wasn't destroyed, and he came back now as the adult computer. And now the Tower of Barad-dûr grows by morphogenesis, and it's the chip. It's the microchip in the brain. And it's all laid out. You can't deny it. The only people that would deny it are the ones that haven't read it. Once they read it, there's no denying it. It's like, duh.